Introduction to e-commerce. We are going to start part 2 of your e-business, which is Introduction to e-commerce, part 2, chapter 1. So here is the brief table of contents of Introduction to e-commerce. That is, in this we will study e-commerce overview, in which we will be doing that definition of e-commerce and brief history about e-commerce. Then there is second category, that e-commerce categories. There are two major categories we will be discussing and some more other categories we will be discussing. Then we will be finding out what are the major benefits of e-commerce to the organizations and to the consumers. Then we will be calculating and we will be studying applications of e-commerce in the business. Then we will be going for online shopping and then interesting some facts and figures about e-commerce in India and some summary and conclusion. So this will be the whole chapter of your introduction to e-commerce in your book. So let's start with e-commerce overview, in which we'll be starting up definition of e-commerce and some brief history about e-commerce. Definition of e-commerce stands for that it is a process of buying, selling, transferring or exchanging products, services and any information through electronic networks and computers. When we are purchasing something, when we are selling something, or we are transferring money from one person to another, we are exchanging products. When we are purchasing from Amazon, Flipkart, that means we are into exchanging of the products, or we are buying something and we are using electronic networks and computers to complete our transaction. So this is called electronic commerce. From the commerce itself, it is what this is trade and aids to trade. So when we are doing trade and aids to trade electronically, it becomes e-commerce. So this is your definition. You will be writing it in your notebooks and you will be learning this definition. Next we have some of the definitions of commerce, like we know that this is exchange of goods and services for money, which consists of आप किसी भी चीज को goods and services, when you are exchanging something, what is there? There we need buyers who will buy, sellers, the person who is offering goods to you, and the producers who are producing something or who are creating something, or the person who is providing services to sell. Okay, so these are the three persons who will be there for exchange of goods and services for money. So this is definition of e-commerce, simple commerce. And when all these things or exchanging of goods and services is done through electronically or through any device or through computers and by the usage of internet, then we call it as e-commerce. Then there is some brief history of e-commerce, that in late 1970s, how it was facilitating. In that particular time, e-commerce was meant that the facilitation of commercial transactions electronically. Anything you are exchanging, that was electronic. So this is not new term of 2020. It is starting from the 1970s. We can talk about e-commerce. Okay, at that particular time when technology was used, such as electronic data interchange, the buying or selling nahi ho rahi thi, but data was exchanged. So electronic funds were transferred, EFTs were used. So allowing businesses to send commercial documents. When they were sending some documents, that was also meant to add e-commerce. So e-commerce is a very broad term in which we are not only defining it as buying and selling electronically. No, it is exchange of data, exchange of some documents, that is also one of the part of e-commerce. So earlier it was only considered as electronic data interchange or electronic funds transfer were considered as e-commerce. Then there comes in 1980s the growth and acceptance of credit cards when ATM machines were introduced, telephone banking was introduced, airline reservation system was introduced. So the uh, it broadens the area of e-commerce. Okay, so in 1970 only this was considered that electronic data interchange and electronic funds transfer was considered as the part of e-commerce. तो सिर्फ e-commerce में सिर्फ इन्हीं दो चीज़ों को allow किया या इसको ही मानते थे वो that this is e-commerce. But as the time passes, in 1980s, these four terms were also introduced in it. तो इसमें ये चार terms भी introduce होगी, that is growth and acceptance of credit card, ATMs, telephone banking, air reservation system. So in 1980s, your term e-commerce broadens. Okay. Then in 1990s, continuity with this, the internet commercialized and users flocked to with one group of users to participate in the form of dot-coms or internet startups. Various websites were there in order to have online direct sales, e-learning experiences. So these are all introduced in 1990s. So innovative way of applying for the e-commerce, right? So in this buying and selling was introduced to me. So now in 2000s, many European and American business companies offer their services through www. But you know, when you are searching for anything, so you are writing these, you are using these particular words. So since then, people begin to associate with e-commerce. So when people were also engaged in this particular term that is called e-commerce. So when you are writing about the history of e-commerce, you will be starting out from 1980s, then 90s, then you will be talking from starting from 1970s. You will be talking about. You will be writing brief history of e-commerce starting from 70s to 2000. Then there is types of e-commerce. So before that, now our next topic is types of commerce, in which we have two ways of commerce. One is the traditional way, simply buying and selling of goods physically. जब हम एक शॉप पर जाते हैं, we are purchasing something, जब मैंने बैंक से मनी निकालनी है, I'm going to bank, physically visiting that place. That was the traditional method. Electro Electronically, when we are using internet to fulfill our all the things or fulfill our demands, and we are using the internet, in which business focused e-commerce and consumer focused e-commerce. Business focused means when we are into e-commerce or we are in trading for the business point of view, being I am the owner of the business and I want to sell my product, so that will be business focused e-commerce. And consumer means I want to buy something and I'm using internet. If I want to buy clothing and I'm using the internet and I'm going to different sites of Amazon or any other site and I'm purchasing something, that means it is consumer focused e-commerce. Okay, so this is how the types of e-commerce you will be writing down. Then there are different types of e-commerce. This you have gone to B2B, B2C, C2B, and C2C. So this is different types of e-commerce in which they have made a grid. In this grid, that is, if business to business any transferring is going on, we call it as B2B, right? That transferring goods from business to another business and using internet facility and using e-commerce and business to business goods are moving. So we call it as B2B. Then if customer, that is the individual person, they want to have something from the business, we call it as business to consumer directly, that is Amazon. Then customer, individual to business. From the customer, one person is purchasing for their organization, that is C2B. Then is C2C, OLX, right? That is consumer to consumer. If one consumer, that person, normal person who is not in a business, and that person want to sell something, they are selling it, right, to another consumer. So there is a grid of different types of e-commerce. We have gone through this. Then we have, these are certain example of B2C, that is Amazon, C2C. So whenever you are going to attempt any question like this, you need to give various examples. Then only your strength to your answers will be there. So generally it comes in 4 marks. So you will be writing up that whatever various type of e-business, right? And then you will be writing up the various that examples. Okay, so you can visit these websites also, and you can see that how it is taken. Now, what are the advantages of e-commerce? It's very simple example. That advantage is it's time saving, right? It saves your time. 24 into 7 it is available to you. So if we are writing about advantages, we should write about taking some of the types or some of the business, or collectively we should know that for whom we are writing advantages. Like if you want to go for consumers, so you have to write the perspective of consumer, that how they get advantage of this. And if you are a business, you will be writing advantages according to the business law. So, according to consumer, definitely we want to buy thing in a very short span. So 24 into 7, I want to buy as a consumer anytime, and I want quick delivery of my things. So e-commerce, I need not to go to visit to that particular place to buy something, right? So according to consumer perspective, what are the various advantages of e-commerce? So think as you are the consumer. So think about the consumer buying the process. That is, you will be searching it. You can search as many as products, as many as material. No one is going to tell you that why you are searching for that. So you can evaluate, you can execute. You want to buy, then you can go ahead. If you don't want to buy, you can leave that. So if as a business point of view, so think about the common objective of every businessman, right? So you will be writing up advantages like this. So you can have discussion on this, like how should different department participate in an e-commerce project. So you will be looking into that. So you need to discuss on that, that if your perspective is of management, how you will be dealing with that e-commerce. और अगर आप marketing process में हो, then how e-commerce is going to give advantages to you. अगर आप production department में हो, then how production department will be benefited from e-commerce. If you are dealing in finance department, then again, what are the advantages available to you by using e-commerce? Then like this, sale, procurement means when we are in the process of recruiting, selecting everything, that is in this. If you are customer support, like if you are going to resolve the issues of customers, then how e-commerce will be helping you. Okay, so this is your homework. You will be writing only one line, that so that we can have discussion on it, that on the, like, this is how we have seen advantages according to consumer and business. Then you will be looking forward, and you will be having this perspective, that if you are dealing in the management, how this e-business, e-commerce will be giving advantage to you. Then in the market, in the same way, these are the various departments in which you should have a perspective that if you are dealing in this, how e-commerce is going to help you out. If you are into this marketing department, how e-commerce will be helping you out. So you need to have one advantage of this. The next your topic is transformation of compartmentalized organization into integrated organization. So in this we'll be going through the management in which various departments are there. So in this production department, marketing department, finance department, and personnel department. These are four departments. Earlier it was separately it was taken care of by the each department. Now it becomes the responsibility of the management to get integrated, and they have to deal with all these departments, and there is one person in each department who will be dealing with that particular department, and e-commerce related to that particular department is subject to be done, right? So earlier it was like there was one person sitting on the management seat and at the top level, and they were only looking forward towards the all departments. But now the scenario has changed. Now they have to recruit every person in the different departments so that they will be dealing with every department must have one particular professional person so that they can be dealing with that particular department separate. Okay. Now see, so there is three-tier technical model. That is, this is server side. That is when you are using your system to do something. So this is client side. That means if I want to deal with anything in my system as a client. Okay. Then there is a service system, that is internet service provider, and this is backend system from the site from where you are purchasing something. So in this the middle, that is internet service provider, with the help of which you will be moving towards the e-commerce. Okay. Then there is so in this there is this is a system like, so it's a client side system. Like if you take an example that you it is your system. Okay, what do you need to purchase something? You need internet. It's a firewall, like it's a system in which you will be entering, okay, through internet when you want to purchase something. So through internet, you will, your as a client, whatever, if you want to purchase something, you will be entering into this particular system through internet. Then whatever you need, this is server side. Whatever you need, you will be entering through the service. This is service system, and this is your back end system. This is internet service provider. How they are providing you the services, and then you will be uh, writing up that what you need, and that thing will be available to you. So this is what actually your e-commerce system is based upon. Okay, so this is your process of e-commerce. This person who is sitting is you, right? Now you play order is placed by the user. This is you. You want to purchase something and you are placing any order. So here it's a shopping cart. You are paying through your Visa card or credit card or a debit card. Your order is accepted. Okay, that is email is sent to the customer or the merchant that you have ordered to purchase something. Then it has been sent to the place from where you want to purchase anything. That is sent to the warehouse for the fulfillment of your particular order. Then shipping carrier picks up your shipment, and that shipment has been sent to the customer. So this is the process of e-commerce, how you do that. And you practically you all have done it many times if you have purchased or if you have done online shop. Okay. So this is your process of e-commerce, how it moves. You place an order, there is a shopping cart, you place your uh, things in the cart, you pay for it, your order is complete, email is sent to the customer as well as to the merchant and to the warehouse, and from the warehouse your shipment is being carried by the shipment, and the shipping carrier picks up your shipment and the shipment is sent to the customer. So this is your process of e-commerce. Then e-commerce categories. There are basically two major categories of e-commerce. One is B2C, that is business to consumer, like Amazon.com, eBay, and Flipkart, and any online site from where you are purchasing. So online transactions are made between business and the individual customers. So these are uh, two major categories. One is B2C and other one is B2B, that is business to business. So businesses make online transaction with their another business. Okay. So these are the two major categories. Rest, what we have seen is C2C and C2B. So basically these two are the important one. Then other, as I have discussed, that is mobile commerce and consumer to consumer. These are the another one. What are the benefits? Benefits to the organizations. On a single click, it is available. Benefit to the consumer. On a single click, as a consumer, I can purchase, I can search for so many products as I want and as I can. 24 into 7 sites are on sites are available. You can take benefit of any, right? So benefit to the organizations, it's a global reach. You are not adhered to the simple locality. आप simple एक local जगह पर नहीं हो stick. Globally you can reach anywhere. Cost reduction, एक site से आपको पसंद नहीं आ रहा है, you can shift to another site, right? Extended hours, 24 into 7 into 365 days, right? Customization, you want to customize your product, you can. So improved customer relationships. So these are some of the benefits. मतलब मैंने एज अ कंज्यूमर मैंने एक पर्टिकुलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से कोई चीज़ मंगाई है एंड इट सूट्स मी और मुझे वो पसंद आई है उनकी डीलिंग. सो व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल definitely it will be I will be calling particular products and I will be recommending that particular sites to my friends also. So it is called improved customer relationships. What are the benefits as a consumer available to me? So many products, services, cheaper products, services, instant delivery. There is lot of information is available to you. You can search for so many products. So these are some of the simple benefits available to the consumers. Now your business applications, your how you are dealing, कैसे एक प्रोडक्ट कैसे ट्रेवल करता है, what you can do with these particular sites. Through email you can reach, through instant messaging, ऑनलाइन शॉपिंग, ऑर्डर ट्रैकिंग. आपने देखा होगा आप शॉपिंग करते हो, आप जोमेटो से कुछ मंगवाते हो, आप अपने ऑर्डर को ट्रैक करते हो ना. इट इज़ ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ई कॉमर्स. Then online banking facilities are available to you, shopping cart softwares are available, teleconferencing, electronic tickets, you are buying air tickets, fare tickets, railway tickets, anything. So all these are your one that e-commerce is actually behind all these things, right? Then online shopping. We, after this they have explained each and every point, right? Like what is online shopping, online consumers, then online shopping continues, what are the advantages of all these, right? Then online shopping may event tickets, online periodical subscriptions, you can send flowers and gifts to your friends, your travel tickets. This is how online shopping is done. You are paying for your particular things from different sites, Paytm, Google Pay, PayPal, anything. So every 1.2 seconds, these are some of the interesting facts that every 1.2 seconds a Canadian makes a purchase with their PayPal account. So in India, it is 10 seconds. So almost 20% of Indians make their three or more online purchases per month till 2014. These are some facts. So we'll be going through some current facts. So the internet has led the birth of an evolution of e-commerce. E-commerce has now become the key component of many organizations. So everyone who is going through the business, they need to have e-commerce. Okay, so to run a business, I need to have all the facilities available to me, and I should give all the facilities to my customers so that they can buy their products online. And e-commerce, as the internet and in turn e-commerce has developed, and it continues to evolve and grow. So every organization who is going into the business, they have to go through all the e-commerce facilities available to them. So just see this model of electronic exchange. This is how, yeah, shoppers, suppliers, manufacturers, everyone is dealing with this. So these are some online stores. You all are very well aware of it. Jabong and Northol, Snapdeals, eBay, Flipkart, Home Shop. All these are online stores, right? So electronic payment system, we'll be going through electronic payment system when our e-payment chapter will be there. Okay, so this is all about your introduction to e-commerce, in which we will be studying about various facts of e-payment, e-banking, e-security, e-trading, and all the factors related to e. So e-commerce is the broader term, right? So this is all about your this chapter of today. So see you soon in next class.